Hello, so this video here today will be teaching you on how to make a paper lantern. So first thing you want to grab are some materials, which is tissue paper. You can have any color. You need some glue, straws, pliers, scissors, wire to help make the frame. You'll also need a pin to make a few holes, a candle, and some cotton balls. Okay, on to the second step, where we need to cut out the proper portions of our tissue paper. So you can put the straw at the edge and measure out the side to make sure you have just a little bit more than enough. For the paper, you can have it as long as you like, but the longer it is, the um, more difficult it is to make it. So we'll just make a small paper lantern for now. So we cut it in half, and we will have one small long strip, and then we'll cut it in half again so that we can make a square. So you can see that I am cutting it right down the middle to have these square pieces that we will later glue together to make our paper lantern. Okay, so now we've cut all our paper and we stack them on top, and we can see that all these sizes are very similar to each other. So let's go on to the next step. Step 3, where we are making the frame. So in this step, we can cut a little bit of the top of the straws. We necessarily don't have to, but it's better so that it has a proper size. Then we would cut a small slit into the straw so that each straw can fit into each other. Okay, on to the next step. Step 4, making the fuel holder. So how to make this is we need to remove the candle out of the candle holder, and you can see that I'm using the pin to make 4 holes. So make sure these holes are all symmetrical and that it's big enough for to insert the metal wires. So now we have the frame, the metal wires that we've cut out using the pliers. So make sure that it's long enough to go through the center. Then what we do is through the holes, we put in the metal wires right through the holes, and it'll form an X shape. Okay, now that we have the X shape formed by the metal wires and the fuel holder, we can insert them into the straw frame. So now we'll have a perfectly made frame for our lantern. inserting the metal wire through the frame, be sure you handle with care since the metal wire could poke you and could potentially injure you. So make sure you have adult supervision. And once we take a closer view, you can see that the metal wire is inside. Okay, so now we have the 4 paper sheets that's gonna go around our frame, so it'll cover the 4 sides of the lantern. So we use super glue. You can use tape, which would be easier and less messy if you would like. But in this, I use glue. So you can see I put on one side, I will put on another side, and you can see that after this, it'll be in a full cylinder. Okay, so now we've got all the sides taped up, and you can see it's a full cylinder, but the lantern won't fly without a lid. So now we need to attach another sheet of the tissue paper to cover up the top. So you can see that the bottom of the lantern is fully sealed, and make sure that there are no holes or no openings in your lantern. Okay, so here's our final product. You can see our paper lantern made out of tissue paper, straws, and metal wire. You can see that all around there are no holes at the top. Everything is tightly sealed with tape and glue. The frame is very sturdy, and when you blow air into it, it'll float away. Thank you so much for watching this DIY video on how to make your own paper lantern. If you'd like to find out how we made our fuel cells to light a fire inside our lantern, please watch our next video uploaded, and hope that it perfectly floats with you. Thank you. And be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.